and welcome to 1-800 Are You Flapping, No Napping, Double Slapping. Zetalpa. Hope you're excited for some mono white bird dinosaur. As far as the opening hand goes, yeah, we're going to keep on this one. I like this. We have Stoneforge Mystic. We've got Gift of Estates, which is going to be a wonderful way for us to get some good ramp going. And we're playing against Lord Windgrace, which reminds me I need to get going on some of these new commanders coming out. They finally released in the treasure chest, so that's going to be really exciting. In fact, after this match, I'll probably start working on my build of Lord Windgrace. But yes, welcome to Zetalpa, and we're also playing against Tribal Kai, who has their own magic channel. So if you want to check it out, I'm sure they're going to hop in the comments and post a link, or I'll try to post a link if I can remember. Anything else? No, we're going to pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Zetalpa, Primal Dawn, Flying, Double Strike, Vigilance, and Trample, and if you buy it all, indestructible too. Playing against Lord Windgrace. +2, discard a card, then draw a card. If a land card is discarded this way, draw an additional card. Then for a -3, return up to 2 target land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Then for a -11, destroy up to 6 target non-land permanents. Then create 6 2/2 green cat warrior creature tokens with Forest Walk. And also, if you're keeping score at home, Lord Windgrace can be your commander. He's in the command zone. So our opponent's going to go for Miri's Guile, and that's going to give us some time to talk about Zetalpa. So, if you've seen Zetalpa, if you haven't seen it before, what are we doing with this deck? This is a mono-white control deck, in a way. We've got a lot of different gotcha spells, a lot of things to protect Zetalpa, but pretty much the core of the deck is a Zetalpa Voltron deck. We just want to get some... when you get down Zetalpa, it's really fun playing a Voltron deck where your commander is 8 total mana. I don't know, it just makes it really interesting sometimes, so... I just enjoy that. Now, we did hit the plains for the turn. Do we want to go Stoneforge and Mystic? We're pretty much going to be online for Gift of Estates for sure at this point right now. That's going to put 3 plains into our hand. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 7, 8, 9. We have to get rid of 2 cards. Let's go for Stoneforge and Mystic. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go for Stoneforge, and let's grab something that's going to help us hopefully push past on Lord Windgrace, the commander of the jungle. I don't know, Lord Windgrace is a funny name to me. So we've got Hero's Blade, which is going to be a wonderful way for us to get that onto Zetalpa pretty quick. I think Sword of Feast and Famine, though, is going to be our best bet. Protection from black and green, +2/+2. We get to attack our opponent's hand, make them discard a card. Let's go for that. Let's go for Sword of Feast and Famine. Worst case scenario, we can simply just get it down with Stoneforge Mystic and then equip it onto Mystic and hopefully kind of keep Lord Windgrace in check. But yeah, like I mentioned, we've got some good Voltron stuff in here. Sword of Feast and Famine locks it on Warhammer. On the back end, Mono White is notorious for not having good card draws. So what we're going to be able to do is use some of the big artifacts for card draw. Stuff like Hedron Archive, Cohesive Portal, Mind's Eye, and then stuff like Endbringer, Book of Wrath, and Staff of Nin. It's going to make sure we keep those cards flowing, which is really important to a deck like this. But other than that, the win percentage for this deck is not that good, especially something that gets something like a good value commander like Lord Windgrace. But we're gonna try our best. We're gonna have some. That's what makes playing Zetalpa fun, is that you can try to jam some of these really fun matches. All right, so our opponent, not our opponent. So we draw into Wrath of God. Now they do have Evolving Wilds. They could, if they wanted to, kind of negate this Gift of Estates, if they wanted to fail to search on Evolving Wilds. That is something they certainly could do. So let's go and get down. Probably not gonna happen, but that's something I want to play around. Do we want to push in for 1 with Stoneforge Mystic, or simply just leave her up with an activation to put down something on the battlefield? Because either way, we're going to tap out for it, and we don't want to go for Gift of Estates. I would be tempted to go for cracking Evolving Wilds and not finding anything. So, let's do this. Let's just go and leave up Stoneforge Mystic. We'll be able to drop in Sword of Feast and Famine. That'll put us in a position to where we can walk in next turn. And, if we didn't have an extra land in the hand, then I'd be tempted to go just straight up just go for Gift of Estates. But playing gets a land commander, so more than likely they're going to be making some land drops. So once we kind of get rid of some of these, and plus I don't want to go for Gift of Estates, get all these lands in our hand, and then end up in a position where we have to discard some stuff out of our hand because we have 3 plains. So once we kind of get rid of some of the stuff in our hand, then that'll make this Gift of Estates just a little bit better. And our opponent's going to go for Haro, so we're looking at a Lord Windgrace pretty quick. Now, once you see this video, I will be in the process of building some of the Commander 18 cards. Just so you know, they just now, like today, I'm recording on Saturday, they just now came out on Magic Online, so we have like a little bit of a 6-month delay, so we can still hit that hit that peak popularity. But if there's a certain commander you want to see from Commander 18, let me know in the comments, and I'll start building it. But I'm definitely building Lord Windgrace. In fact, let me go and get this pulled up, just in case this game turns into a in case Lord Windgrace wins. Then we can kind of turn it into Commander 18 little talk video. We're gonna get down Mana Vault. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be building Lord Windgrace. Who else? Oh yeah, a Brutaclad. Definitely want to build Brutaclad. I love Brutaclad. I need to figure out a build for Brutaclad. I'm gonna build Verena. I think that's how you say her name. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of good stuff out here. So, in fact, I'm gonna have to start working on that here in a little bit. I'm gonna knock my recording out first, and then I'll start throwing together some decks, and especially once these cards start to become more available. Okay, so we got Lord Windgrace down. They are plussed up to a to 7, which her base is 5. So let's go and drop in Sword of Feast and Famine. They do have 3 cards in the hand. The only downside about Sword of Feast and Famine is if we want that trigger, we have to deal combat damage to our opponent. So, but at this point, we definitely want to start attacking that Lord Windgrace. Stoneforge Mystic is she's feisty. She's ready. Ooh, drawn to Ancient Tomb. Alright, so we go for Sword of Feast and Famine. We can still get down Loxodon Warhammer. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go for Ancient Tomb. Let's go for Sword of Feast and Famine onto Stoneforge Mystic. That's going to make Stoneforge a 3/4, which is basically going to be almost protection from our opponent's deck, other than red. So that's going to allow us to keep Lord Windgrace in check. So let's go and swing him with Stoneforge Mystic. And I think now would be the best time to go for Gift of Estates. Yeah, because that's going to make sure we hit all of our land. We could go for Loxodon Warhammer, but at this point, I want to make sure we keep hitting our land drops from here on out. If we have to get rid of one of them, we have to get rid of one of them. So, all right, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We've already made the land drop for the turn, so let's go. We'll have to get rid of 1 plains, but that's okay. We've got 3 of them that match, so we'll just get rid of 1 of them. We'll be good to go with the other 2. So. There we go. Get rid of that plains, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent, and there's nothing else for us to do, so we're going to go and yield through the turn. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to be building Lord Windgrace. In fact, I'm going to grab a note card so I can write down some of this stuff. I wish I had started to work on some of it. It's one of those, like, I probably should have had some of these deck lists done, but you know, when you see Lord, like, Commander 18 released in the summer, and then they're like on Magic Online, they're like, yeah, we'll release it in December, partner. I'm like, okay, sounds good. It's better than never. So Lord Windgrace for sure. And the way I kind of build decks is you know, especially when a new set comes out, I usually pick my top 3 commanders. And so Lord Windgrace is definitely one of my favorite ones out of this new set. Brutaclad, I've been definitely going on about Brutaclad. I don't know, I just like that you can play a blue-red deck that's, like, token-based, and I don't know, that's just really, I love really cool card commanders like Brutaclad, and that's really cool. And then as far, ooh, Slumbering Isle. Yeah, I think, yeah, I want to do Arix. Just another thing I can pronounce the name wrong. Can't wait. And then let's see, alright. Let's see, we're drawn to, ooh, drawn the Temple of the False God, which actually does, yeah, we're online with Temple of the False God. Look at that mana. Okay, so let's do this. So let's go and get down Loxodon Warhammer. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Let's tap down Temple of the False God first. 1, 2, 3. Be able to get down Loxodon Warhammer and equip it for 3. We've got Stoneforge Voltron right here. We're going to put Loxodon onto Stoneforge Mystic, and that's going to allow us, yeah, let's go. I like imagining her just like turning into Guruk as she like buffs up to carry all these weapons. Let's go and swing in at Lord Windgrace. We're going to be able to push past that Lotus Cobra. Then hopefully my game plan right now is if we just keep attacking Lord Windgrace, that's going to allow us to get the commander attacks up really high and basically kind of make their turns just end up being to where they have to keep casting Lord Windgrace. You know, if they want to get some card advantage going, awesome. But as long as we've got down Sword of Feast and Famine against Lord Windgrace, we're in a really good position to get some stuff done. Alright, so Stoneforge is going to take care of Lord Windgrace. And then anything else, no, we're going to go and pass the turn. Now, if something does happen, let's say our opponent gets down a ton of creatures, a lot of different things like that, we still have Wrath of God to kind of go for some board wipes, and also Teferi's Protection, which is always Always a lot of fun to get to cast Teferi's Protection. So let's go and get the Commander 18 pulled back up. Definitely building Brutaclad, Eric's. Definitely want to build. Man, there's so many cool commanders like Gyrus, and definitely want to build Varchild too. So yeah, I'll be once I get done with my daily recording. So a little peek behind the scenes. So when I do my daily recording throughout the week, if I don't have anything going on, I tend to record like not all day, but most of the morning on Saturday, and that's when I knock out most of my gameplay videos for the rest of the week. And so that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. And then after that, I'll probably be working on building some Lord Windgrace commanders. Or some other Commander 18s. But yeah, so if there's a certain commander you want to see that I didn't mention, those are pretty much the top 3 that I'm going to be working on right now. And so you'll be seeing those rolling out sometime soon. But outside of that, if there's something else you want to see, hop in the comments, let me know. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's that sounds so good. But my brother, so when we were growing up, I have a brother. And my brother would always complain about stuff, and he'd always get stuff. And finally, like, I told my mom, I was like, my brother always gets all this, like, fun stuff. And why don't I get anything? And she's like, well, you're just always quiet. You never really speak up. I said, oh, okay. Good to know. So, speak up. If there's a deck you want to see, hop in the comments. I'll try my best to, what happened? Toxic Deluge. Yeah, that's fine. We definitely ran our course with Loxodon Warhammer. But yeah, speak up. You know, I can't make any promises on building a brand new deck for you, but it definitely helps when I get comments that tell me, hey, this would be fun to see this. And I'm like, yes, I agree. That would be pretty cool. All right, so let's go to get down planes. At this point right now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 8 total mana, which, if you're keeping score at home, that's Zetalpa mana right there. Let's go for it. And the fun thing about Zetalpa is if we go for Wrath of God, he's like, yes, that's fun. That's like a back massage for me. He's indestructible. He doesn't care. So we can go get down Zetalpa. Pretty much the only thing we got to watch out for is some sort of exile effect at this point right now. And we are primed and ready to go. Once we get down, let's kind of do a little bit of math. So we got 4-8. That's going to make us a 6-10. That's going to make us a 9-10 with Loxodon Warhammer and Sword of Feast and Famine. So once we get that onto Zetalpa, Double Strike, that's going to be almost a one-hit KO. Let's see, because that's going to be 3... That's going to be 5 total mana to get that equipment onto Zetalpa. We might... Yeah, we're really far away from getting down Nahiri. I was about to say, maybe we can get an extra piece of equipment with Nahiri. I was like, we're looking at a -10 for the ultimate off of Nahiri. So, at this point right now, we're looking at just going Zetalpa beat sticks. And it kind of worked out with Stoneforge Mystic, getting down Sword of Feast and Famine and Loxodon Warhammer, because that bought us enough time to attack Lord Windgrace, made our opponent kind of spend some resources going for Lord Windgrace. Then at the same time, that bought us enough time to make sure we're making our land drops, get down Temple of the False God, and then get down Zetalpa. Zetalpa's definitely ready to go. About the only thing that would really hit us right now would be something like Merciless Executioner or a Fleshbag Marauder. That would be... Not the best thing to see, because that would definitely make us get rid of Zetalpa. But yeah, let me get the commanders pulled back up. There we go. You can see my Christmas music station that I'm listening to right now as I record. I think, yeah, I definitely want to build the Jund Spider one. I don't know what to do with that one, but I don't know. I love the artwork on it, and especially love the Waker of Corpses. That one's really cool. And also, we got the Esper Commander, and I'll talk about her in a sec. I kind of forgot what she does. It's been so long. Alright, so we drawn the Apostle's Blessing, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and go for... We definitely want to leave up Plains at this point right now. So let's go... Not Plains. We want to leave up Teferi's Protection and Apostle's Blessing. Let's go and get down Sword of Feast and Famine onto Zetalpa. And we're actually in a pretty good spot. So let's say they do have some sort of instant speed action. We can go for Apostle's Blessing to Assassin's Trophy. Destroy target permanent opponent controls... it is indestructible, so we'll still get a basic, if I'm correct. Yeah, Destroy target permanent and opponent controls. They may search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield. Zetalpa, Flying, Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample, indestructible. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yes. So we're going to get a Plains out of the deal. Yeah, that's one of those, unfortunately, it's just kind of a little bit of a misplay. I do that too. I forget about stuff. Let's go for Loxodon Warhammer. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. Equip Loxodon Warhammer. And then I think once we swing in, that'll be 9. That'll be 18 total commander damage. That'll allow us to push. We could swing it at Lord Windgrace, but we're gonna be swinging in. I like that. And we've got Apostle's Blessing and Teferi's Protection back up. Yes, sign me up. All right, so let's go and swing in with Lord Windgrace. Not Lord Windgrace. Let's go and swing in with Zetalpa. We'll be swinging in for a 9/10 double strike. And it's also going to be double the Sword of Feast and Famine triggers too, which is really nice. It's going to be able to attack our opponent's hand. I guess, do we want to add the mana in response to that? We certainly can. Let's see what they're going to go for. So it's going to be, oh, is this a fog effect? They did tap out for 2 mana. All right, so our opponent's going to go for Constant Mist. Okay, all right. So we know what's happening. Okay, so we're going to be definitely getting down... Dang it. Hit Constant Mist, and it did go back. All right, so we're going to have to be aggressive with the Zetalpa now. This game got longer. Let's go for Nahiri. Well, do we want to... I think we want to leave up to Fairy. And, yeah, I think I need to. Because if we need to force them sacrificing lands every single turn. If we just tap out for Nahiri, that's not going to do much. We'll be working towards that -10. But, yeah, we need to play smart. Not just, just see that Constant Miss and be like, dang it. Oh, no. But yeah, Constant Miss. That's a pretty good card, especially in a deck like this. All right, opponent's going to go for Vampiric Tutor. So we'll see what they go for. But yeah, I'm glad we kind of tapped the brakes really quick on going for Nahiri. That'd be nice to get her down, but we need to make sure we've got some good protection. We've got these cards in here for a reason. We want to play smart. So, and we'll see what our opponent's going to get down with Vampiric Tutor. Man, I thought we were going to get some really good damage going, get some... You see that? I was like, they tapped for 2 mana. I was like, oh, no. They got it. Anyway, Constant Miss. You gotta play around it. So, the thing with Constant Miss is it's going to prevent all combat damage. Like to be able to keep sacrificing their lands with Constant Mist. So we've got to find another way out of this bad boy. We need to get some card draw. That's what we need to get. We need to get a pretty good source of card draw. And then once we get that going, then we can, well, maybe... Just maybe we might be able to close it out with Mana Vault triggers. It's be 18 turn clock, but I've got time. I'm not above little wins like, oh, in the Crucible of Worlds. That's okay. That's brutal. All right, so we're not going to give up yet. But if you're keeping score at home, it's not looking good because basically we've got the Crucible of Worlds locked. Do we have? We do have Oblation. I do have Oblivion Ring in here too. So we do have some sort of answer sometimes. For Crucible of Worlds, I get really worried with a deck like this that I don't put like basic answers in a deck like this, but we do. I see that we have Oblation and Oblivion Ring, and I think Cast Out too. So you know it's not the end of the world. And opponent's going to get down Azusa. Oh man, this is going to be so basically between Azusa, Crucible of Worlds, in their graveyard, this is just going to be a constant recursion with Constant Mist. Alright, so we're in a little bit of a pickle. And not the kind that me and Mud still like. This is the bad pickle, not the good one. Alright, so we draw a Commander Sphere. Well, that is a card draw source. So let's go ahead and get down Commander Sphere. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go and sacrifice it and draw a card. Yeah, because I love grinding game. Ooh, drawn down blue. Oh, never mind. There we go. Let's go to get down Plains. And, so we shuffle away. Yeah, let's go and force in. Let's go and force the... So go for Wrath of God. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to give us Oblation. And we're at the point now where we can still bounce back from that. So yeah, let's do this. Let's go for Wrath of God. Because we know what the one card in their hand is. And that is Constant Mist. So let's go for this. Let's go for Wrath of God. Let's get rid of Azusa. So we're going to get rid of Azusa, we're going to be able to push in with Zetalpa, and then with Constant Mist on the stack, I think we'll go for Oblation. Yeah, let's go and swing in. We need to force the sacrifice, for sure. Okay, opponent's going to go for Constant Mist. Let's go and go for Oblation on Crucible of Worlds. That way, they don't really draw on anything and we can just shuffle it away. Now that does get us down a little bit low. We still have Apostle's Blessing to give us some protection, but at least with us shuffling Crucible of Worlds away, we get rid of that recursion, especially with Azusa. So, alright. So Constant Mist is going to enter the battlefield. enters the effect zone, Constant Mist is going to go back to their hand. Then they get 2 cards. So, and then no damage is going to be dealt. So we're going to go and pass the turn. So that was actually a pretty good draw with Oblation. I was about to say I'm always for grinding games out, but if we don't really hit something, then we might scoop it up. But there we go. We drew into Oblation. Thank you, Magic Gods. All right, so they're going to get Mirri's Guile going and then Mana Vault. And like I said, this is not, we're not really in a good position to play against a value commander like Lord Windgrace, but we're making Lord Windgrace sweat right now. That's the main thing. That's a good feeling. When you play commanders like this, even though they're not the best commander, just making the other good commanders kind of sweat for a second, that's one of the best feelings in the world. That our opponent's trying to fight off a 19 Zetalpa with Devil Strike or protection from black and green. I don't know. That just feels good. It's kind of like we've already won in our book, if you want to be honest. All right, opponent's going to go for Demonic Tutor with the beautiful art. All right, so they're going to go for Demonic Tutor. Let's see what they're going to grab. And they did search up a card. So the only downside is with us going for Wrath of God and Oblation, that does put us in a position to where if we try to go for Teferi's we can't go for Teferi's Protection anymore. But we can still go for Apostle's Blessing. So depending on what they get down or whatever they tutored up, Vandal Blast. Now, we definitely want Sword of Feast and Famine to stick around. So let's do this. Let's go for Sword of Feast and Famine. We're going to pay 2 life, and we're going to pay for 1. So we're going to make sure we're going to give the Sword of Feast and Famine the blessing. I just love imagining just, you shall be spared, Sword of Feast and Famine. Thank you, Apostle Man. And then we need protection from... Well, actually, I think they'll oh, no, excuse me. I think they still get it, because they're not targeting. Yeah, they still get it. Never mind, excuse me. As the game wears on, it's kind of, your brain gets a mushmash of talking and stuff like that. So we traded with Assassin's Trophy and the Vandal Blast. Oh no, the Song of the Dryad. Okay, this is not looking good. So we get down to Command Beacon. So we get down to Nahiri. We even go for the Soldier token. I don't see where there's a way that we can get out from underneath this. I mean, we did shuffle away that game, but we've had Zetalpa turn into a forest now. We can't sacrifice Command Beacon. We've got Nahiri, even if we work towards a Nahiri Ultimate. They've got Mirri's Guile, so they're going to be able to get some really good card advantage going forward. And this is one of those, I would love to grind this out, but our opponent's going to get it on this one. I know what we have in our deck, and it's going to be an uphill battle. We have no hand disruption. We have no answer for Constant Mist. There's just nothing we can do about that. Yeah, and they're going to be able to keep recurring lands with Mirri's Guile. So yeah, I hate to scoop it up like this, but I mean, there's a very small out, but... All right, so we're going to go good game, toss it up there. Good game to Lord Windgrace. Yeah, I know the deck, and we just don't really have an answer for Constant Mist, other than just like a 1 or 2% chance of winning somehow, of being able to beat Constant Mist. But even then, it's just going to be really hard to get that going. So, yeah, good game to our opponent. We're going to go and scoop this one up. We got to pretty much turn 9, turn 10. So that's one of those. I like to grind games out, but like I mentioned, I do kind of know what we have in our deck, and we're not in a good position to close the game out, because this game wins with combat damage and combat damage alone, and that's it. So anyway, good game to our opponent, and I'll hopefully get to see my perspective on their channel, and make sure they check it out. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.